David, what's this been like for you being on the project so far? I mean, because I feel like nobody knew what this thing was, and then all of a sudden, dude, you're famous.
And the luxury of this is gonna be something that it's not even in St. Pete.
Right.
Like we're putting a higher tier.
Yeah. But the one thing I don't want to see is that our local businesses get priced out and they can't afford it because they don't have the big enterprise chain behind them.
There's millions of brands.
Yep.
To choose the right brand for the right project, it's super important.
Yeah.
And then our Sky Penthouse that's sold, I'm sure you maybe saw that broke the record locally for $13.2 million, $2,727 a foot.
Yeah. Can we disclose what the budget was for that? Because it was north of seven figures. I know that
Definitely
for sure. Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome back to Talkin St. Pete. I'm your host, Ryan Bogden. Before we get into today's amazing guest, I want to let you know that this podcast is sponsored by Bogden Homes here at Keller Williams St. Pete. So if you need any resources at all in the real estate world, or you're an agent who is thinking about changing brokerages, we are more than welcome to have you here at Keller Williams St. Pete. We're very fortunate and lucky to help shape the city, and I'm excited to dive into the conversation today around that. And so now I would like to introduce our guests. I have David Cook, one of the sales agents with Serhant and the new development project at Roche Bobois St. Pete Tower, and the developer himself, Mauricio Lan Agami.
Yeah,
he gave me his card so I could do it. I did it. With the Valor Group, is also here today to talk about this fancy new project coming to St. Pete. As some of you may know, it's that bright pink building that they painted, right? And that kind of went viral. What a freaking cool marketing strategy that was.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, gang. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, fella. Thanks for having us.
That was the hard part. Now we're done. Now we can hang out. So, Mauricio, you were just telling me that you've been coming to the area. You said you're from Mexico City, but you've been coming to Treasure Island since you were little, and you showed me a fun picture of you out on the old pier. So how surreal is this? This was the question I was thinking about. How surreal is this for you to be here now working on a $200 million project in downtown St. Pete?
Well, for me, I have a very special feeling for St. Pete because for me that was the best time of the year. Was every summer that I came here, and I have a picture from me when I turned one in the same Pete
so
condo
cool.
that I have. Yeah, and back then it was very different even from Mexico City. Like it was two different realities, and he was going to the beach, and he was even to different cereals, everything was different, right?
Right. As a kid, though, you cared about that.
For sure.
What cereal do we got?
Definitely. It was up there for sure.
So coming here, I have very special feeling for St. Pete, and I've seen all that evolution, how it has evolved, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because so I'm super stoked, but that's also one of the things that we wanted to do, something different, something fun,
Yeah. So because everyone tuning into this is going, yeah, I've seen the pink building, right? And that was a crazy thing. Whose idea was that?
Well, it was our idea. We have a genius that it's called Darius. It's in our team, and he was kind of the mastermind behind the pink buildings.
Okay, so that was strategy from early on.
Yeah, I need to explain a little bit more about the building by itself.
Yes, please.
Because it goes deeper into that.
Yes.
So obviously you have seen the same evolution of St. Pete, right? Mm-hmm. How it started. There's a funny story, but when I was a small kid, my parents didn't even let me go to downtown St. Pete because it was dangerous. And I'm from Mexico City. I'm not from... right? So, and you see how it has evolved and everything. They started with when it started, like the first wave, you see that there were the condos near the water. Mm-hmm. After the Vinoy and everything, that there were like points that exploded, right? But it was because there was water. Then they did that, and it started with the Central. It had changed amazing. So it has a city and a vibe. It's not a generic city. It has its own soul. And that's something that we like. But then you have these luxury condos, but still like kind of a generic type of thing. We wanted to bring something like how it's going to evolve St. Pete in the next 15 years. Let's bring that into here. something with character, with art. So it's bringing that top luxury, bringing that international flavor, but something that could be born from St. Pete, and it has its own essence. And that's a tricky part, right? Because you don't want to change the city and bring a UFO. Now what is that doing here?
UFO might fit in, though.
That's true.
Well, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the thing. So the pink buildings, I think like the ultimate luxury really is art. And the art, it's difficult because when it's starting, you cannot, it's blended with life. Like you see, I love New York. Right now it's a logo, but it started like an art piece and everybody knows that. So it can, for us, is how to make that art, that it's a crazy part of St. Pete is art. And it's not art that it's only on the museums. A big part is in the museum, but also on the street and the way of living. So we wanted to bring that into the project. And here it was like, I think, a great bridge from art.
Absolutely. David, what's this been like for you being on the project so far? I mean, because I feel like nobody knew what this thing was, and then all of a sudden, dude, you're famous.
Yeah, it's been incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, working with Valor and their whole team and just seeing how they work and their level of execution and attention to detail, it's been, inspiring on a personal level, professional level, and it's, brought me into, this is my first new development project, so to get kind of thrown in to something of this caliber, it's been an awesome experience because it's just pushed me to, really extend myself and, step into that role and take it head on.
Yeah, no, it's cool. When did you decide to partner with Serhant on the project? Because I want to know when you guys came in, because I know that this project, from a little bit of research I didn't start out as this $200 million project. It was a smaller project before. Maybe there's some idea of doing like a short-term rentals, like a condo hotel style, and then it changed. Were you guys involved at that point yet, or no?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
But I couldn't speak to that completely. Mauricio would have a better...
Yeah, so really, they started after when we were ready to start sales, right?
Yep.
And that's been a philosophy also of the company, to partner with the right people on each project. And what we liked about Serhant is that, like, his energy, he's recreating the way of selling, right? So he brings a lot of new things. It's not like the established type of thing, and I think that's also very St. Pete, and that's also very like this Roche Bobois, because it mixes that luxury, but with the fun part and with technology. So that's why we chose for this project Serhant. And on the evolution of the project, like back then, really we were exploring some of the points. What we wanted to do is a project that is different from what it is. We always make iconic projects. If you see any of our projects, it's not the same as whatever is there. Sometimes it's the largest, sometimes the most luxurious, sometimes it's whatever it is, but it's an icon. So on this specific one, we first say, okay, what if we do...
No.
Okay. So what are we doing if we do shorter term rentals? But that had a little bit about a conflict, because you cannot do a super high end brand and mix it.
Yeah, that's super tough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and the luxury of this is gonna be something that it's not even in St. Pete.
Right.
Like, we're putting a higher tier.
Yeah.
So that was how can we balance for a person that wants to rent his unit that is not super prohibiting, but also if you live there, that it's great and you vetted who's gonna rent and how it's gonna rent. And so we found all of the process of vetting and everything, that it's gonna be there, but also giving the opportunity of renting for 30 days. So that's it's a very different renter, 30 days than a weekend.
Absolutely.
and that's why we found like a perfect
Sweet
balance.
spot there. Yeah. I want to come back to that because I want to talk about Roche Bobois, and I think I'm saying it right. I'm only saying it right because of the launch party, right? After hearing it enough there.
Were you there?
So, yeah, I was there, dude.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. That thing was off the chain. Yeah. It was crazy. And just for those listening, they did this launch party. I don't even can we disclose what the budget was for that? Because it was north of 7 figures. I know that
Definitely
for sure. Never been to a party like that before, and people are still talking about it. It was very, very nice. But there, I'm curious, David, because you were swamped at the table there. Who is because of this high-end luxury art project, like I'm looking at this as an art project, right? That's on St. Pete. We've come out strong. Who's the units are, price per square foot's up there, but luxury amenities are there, right? We have this short-term rental thing. We're like
30-day minimum, monthly minimum.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 30-day minimum.
And that's more of a courtesy to the owners,
Oh no, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Who's the ideal customer? Tell me who's buying this thing.
Yeah, so I mean, you've got your traditional, what we would call your St. Pete condo hoppers that want something unique, that want something that stands out from what exists in the downtown St. Pete landscape, which is this project. I look at this project like an art piece, because that's really when you go through the UPICs and you see exactly what the vision is. We've talked to the architect, I've talked to the interior designer. When you see what their vision is for the project, it's truly art, and how they view it is art. And so to me, it's somebody that really doesn't want to be in your classic kind of black and white cookie cutter building. They want to be in a space that feels really refined, luxurious, but also feels very approachable, communal. And that's why I think, as Mauricio is saying, like, this building is truly of St. Pete. It comes from the DNA of St. Pete.
Yeah, it's cool. And I think with that, obviously Roche Bobois being a French designer, French company, adds an interesting spin to it. And I wonder what your guys' thoughts are, because I'm like, the condo hoppers, right?
Yep.
If budget's not a thing to me, and I'm looking at Waldorf, which I think you guys can have a similar completion date, or
slightly before them.
Yeah,
It should be
a little bit. Yeah, but I recognize that they're very different projects.
Definitely.
But maybe you can describe a little bit of the different feel on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that our project is going to be unique, of course, right? And just as their project is, and they're both great for the city of St. Pete.
Oh, for sure.
So
I don't mean from this competitive,
sure.
like,
No,
definitely not. But
Oh, and
I mean that helps. You guys are like, all these projects are helping each other.
absolutely,
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
And it's gonna be a great project. The Waldorf,
Oh, yeah.
completely different.
Oh yeah.
What you were saying about the customer, really, it's an urban luxury. Like, if you see the Waldorf, it will give you more that type of a beachy luxury. This is more of a city. It has the character of a city living, the lifestyle of this fun and eclectic ultra design. It's more bold design, right? So it's when you compare a Rolls Royce and a Ferrari, both are amazing. But it's completely different.
Completely different.
Right?
That's yeah.
So it's kind of that attitude of looking. Like, you'll find the customer in an art gallery, in a fun place, and you see our common areas, the pool, and it's all about art, but it's very eclectic.
You got to come in and do the.
I know. I was thinking that literally 30 minutes before you guys got here, I was like, "Dang, I should have went to the studio."
You got to come in. We'll get you in.
Yeah,
we'll get you in.
I need to do that. What I noticed a big difference, just like because I'm a little more removed from it, is your guys' price to entry is amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Yes, price per square foot, but I mean. Tell me, can we not get in for less than 600?
You could. Now those are all sold.
Those
right?
are sold.
So
I'm sure they went quick.
Gone. Yeah,
they went quick.
We've got one we got a studio right now for $665. I don't know when you're going to release this recording. It'll probably be gone by then. But it's yeah.
But I think that is a unique aspect of this project.
Absolutely, very approachable. Yeah, very approachable.
And that's also something that we wanted to bring, because how can you bring an ultra luxury, but more? You don't have to have.
Right, 2 million
in the bank. And
2 mil,
retired,
right?
Yeah.
A lot of these buildings now. I mean, like we were talking, you're not getting into Waldorf for less than 2.
No, for sure.
So it's totally different. But I think the scale, what I'm noticing, and the way you're describing it, is that this building is going to have a heartbeat to St. Pete,
definitely,
right? With the art that's in, like we just had Art House. Art House just finished, which is an incredible project by Coulter. I think their best one yet. And now this one's going to have an even more eclectic feel to it, which I think is cool and good for the city. And I'll address, because I saw some things, right? People were upset. There's a 1920s building getting torn down, right? Density issues, right? You know, of course, there's always going to be the naysayers on anything like this. But I've been saying this on the show since day one, is that change for this city is inevitable. And just as you described, Mauricio, when you came here as a kid, you didn't come to downtown. And if we're going to change is going to happen.
Right.
We're never going to stay still, right? One day the earth will not be here. Things will change.
Yeah.
I'd rather change for the positive.
Of course. Yeah,
and that means that this is what has to happen, right? I mean, no one that 1920s apartment building.
Yeah, people also don't look at it. It raises the value, right, of all the buildings around that. It's going to raise the value. It's going to be a beautiful restaurant on the ground floor.
Yeah, tell me about that.
All the jobs that it's going to provide for the local area that's going to go back into the community.
I heard the restaurant's already selected. Is that true?
Not that I'm aware of, but I'd love to. If this is an exclusive, I'd love to learn about it. But
we are in talks with a few groups.
Okay.
But I know we can't say I'm trying. Though. I'm poking the bear here.
Like for us, that's very important what you were saying, because the users of a building, it's not only the guys that bought in. Like if you pass by, you're using the building. If you nobody thinks that way, but really, if you think of any city, you think about the buildings, and it's not only for the owners. So if you see our design, it's very thought about the community and everything. Like we created this plaza, so it's instead of going through the line of the property, we went back to create a whole plaza in there. And if you see, it's designed in layers. So the first layer is very transparent. You can walk by and you see the restaurant and the plaza and everything and the lobby. Then you see this podium that has these all textures, and it's really a work of art that by itself. When you're driving, that's what you see. It gives a character. And then it's like floating all of the amenity areas, and then you have the units. So it's kind of layered, and it works on each scale, the walkable scale, the car scale, and then also the units, right?
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. David, what's your favorite feature when you're selling this thing, when you're like, what's your favorite feature about this building?
The pool,
Pool?
definitely. The whole pool deck is just incredible. I mean, it's just an area that I could see totally hanging out for hours and hours, you know, because you've got the sun deck where you've got open sun, but then you also have a part of it that's covered, which is really unique.
That's
and
cool.
It's just so beautiful, man. Like with the Roche Bobois furniture there, I mean, it's just a vibe.
So there's going to be Roche Bobois furniture everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Do they have pool furniture outside?
They do. Yeah, they do have outdoor. They showed us. They were showing us the outdoor furniture version of like the mahjong that we have in our gallery.
Yeah.
Water just flows right through it. Goes right through it. Yeah,
okay,
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
So outside the pool deck, is there? So we have the pool. Is there jacuzzi?
Jacuzzi. Yep, with like a glass facade, so it's super fun, sexy. You can be hanging out there, and it kind of like hangs over the building a little bit, right? So it's kind of sticking out. So from ground level, you could look up and see people hanging out. It's a really fun.
Is there a cold plunge?
There is. We got hot and cold plunge. Come on, you know how to push for that. That's gotta have that. And there's a sauna.
Okay,
you have the whole spot.
I think that's the first. I don't know if Waldorf has the cold plunge. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that.
I someone fact checked me, but I think that will be the first building that I know of with the cold plunge, which contrast therapy is everything right now.
Incredible.
Yeah. But as you said, it's thought that all the amenities become like an extension of the house. So even if you have a studio, you can invite your guests and have a dinner in the common areas, right? So all of that, it's thought about. It's kind of a membership to the top club in the city, right?
Yeah. Mauricio, tell me more about Valor and their construction process, right? I think it's really important, right, for someone coming into a project that's not finished, right? For my boy David over here to sell it, right? He has to have conviction around, hey, this is going to be a good product. Maybe speak to that because, and I'm not going to name, but there has been some talks that there's a lot of unhappy people out there with a building, and I'll leave it there.
I think we know which one you're talking about. I can.
Yeah, we won't say.
Oh, not our building.
No,
definitely not.
No, not you. But I'm saying as someone coming into a new, it's like even if you were building a home, right? You have so much faith in the builder that this is going to be a quality product that when we get to the finish line. So tell me about, just give us a little history on Valor and how you guys got here.
Okay, so pretty much the company has more than 40 years. In Mexico, we've built a whole city that it's called Bosque Real, and this is kind of a type of a spin-off of in the US that we did. So in the US, and I can show you a little bit of the background of the group or send you some of the videos.
Okay, great.
But on the US, we started with a small project that it's called Skyview.
Yeah. Well, what's small to you? What's small?
It was around 40 units.
Okay.
It was like 10 stories.
Okay. Yeah.
Smaller.
Right, I'm like, for some of the builders in town, they're like, that's pretty big.
Yeah, for sure.
No, later I'll show you the big projects. But so we started with that. It was completely different too. Like in downtown Clearwater, they say, who's gonna buy? There's no luxury product there. Like, you're crazy. You're above the market. But you see that, and the views and the infrastructure. It was amazing, right? The potential. So we did it. It was a complete success. Then we did Serena by the Sea. That it's on Clearwater and Dunedin. So it was an 80-unit condo plus 10 residences. So that was like a larger project. It was a medium for us, but it's larger than the other one.
Right.
So, and again, we said, like this, we have to bring another level of luxury that was there. So we did that. It was in the middle of pandemic. So we have every reason to fail.
Yeah.
But for us, that's like really, that's not an option.
Right.
As a developer, your name is everything. And it's not that you do one project. You do one and the other, and it's usually on the same area. And for us, we ourselves buy units in our projects. And a lot of the group lives in different projects that we do. So it's like, I know that here in the US, the developer doesn't have a good name as a figure, but for us, a developer, it's something serious. Like it's something you have to do.
Yeah.
So
And you can feel that when you work. Like I said, we worked out of their office for a few weeks. Sorry to interrupt really quick, but I think it's worth touching on that. Like, you can feel like everybody that's in there, they are really trying to do their best work, and you can feel that energy, and it's contagious. And so it's what's made it exciting to be a part of this project.
Good.
Man. It's been awesome.
A players like A players.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I can invite you to the ones that we already did and see how they go out, because that's what it is. It's the experience that of the user that's gonna be important, because for every customer, it's a big deal buying a house. Like usually it's a big part of their net worth, a big thing. And how many?
Well, it's where you lay your head at night, right?
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
exactly.
put the money aside. It's like, this is where you have memories and laughs and share your love with your loved ones and get ready and all the things. Yeah.
And so for us, that's exactly the design part of it, because it's how are you gonna experience whatever you can do in whatever space. But if you're gonna take a coffee, are you enjoying taking your coffee, or it's I have a space of coffee?
You know, Mauricio, there's something about the way you said that that's just too good, man. Take a coffee. I wish we could take a coffee right now.
No, but it's every part. You're gonna go to sleep. Okay, like in this building, we put 11-foot height ceilings in all of the units.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah, it's great.
Like it's a crazy expense, the structure, everything, but the experience of living in an 11 feet. It's very different. It changes your perception.
Yep.
And every detail, it is catered. And every detail, it's like, we even about the architects and everything, we always have an international designer architect.
With that, is this the first branded project that Valor has done?
No, in the US, yes.
Yeah.
In Mexico, right now we're launching more than 9 at the same time.
Okay, got it.
With different brands all over the world.
And either one of you touch on this. So I've seen a Roche Bobois couch before, but I didn't know it was Roche Bobois. I didn't even know how to say Roche Bobois. I never even heard of, like, personally, but I'm not in that. That's not my market.
Right.
Yeah.
How, like, who's that? Was this, hey, we're going to do a tower in St. Pete. Let's go find someone cool to be a part of this? Or was it like Roche Bobois was like, hey, we want to do a tower? Like, what comes first, chicken or the egg?
No, we chose the brand.
Okay, got it. So you guys were like, we're doing a project. Who can we land on?
Yeah, there's millions of brands.
Yep.
To choose the right brand for the right project, it's super important.
Yeah.
For both parts, right? For the brand. And for you.
Absolutely.
And Roche, it's super high end. Like you go to a store and it's top of the world, right? And it's ultra design oriented. You see a couch and they put a who made it at what
it's
year.
awesome.
Oh, really?
It's really awesome.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, what's trending on this
Right.
summer. Like, it's a classic. Who was the designer? What fabric did they use?
What inspired them? You know,
Really?
it's they have one in Sarasota. It's definitely worth checking out.
Okay.
Definitely.
And also it's that luxury, but still it's very eclectic. They have collaborations with all the artists. Pedro Almodovar, it's a movie maker. They have a collection with him. Architects, like insane how, really, as you said, it's a work of art, and it goes very with St. Pete because it's very eclectic, and top luxury.
Yep.
That's the conversion that we were looking to.
The way I mean, I don't know if this was strategic, but what I'm watching and why I like the collaboration is Roche gives me abstract Dali vibes,
Definitely.
right? And Dali Museum is the staple as to why St. Pete has the art scene here. The history on that's pretty phenomenal, especially because there's no, it was just a local collector here that wanted the
awesome.
collection. They brought it from Ohio.
Wow.
All the collection was actually in Ohio, and they brought it to St. Pete, and the rest is history. There's a whole thing on that. So that's where when I look at this project, that's why I feel like this project is unique in the sense of that it has that like, Dali was very abstract. You know, his things didn't always make sense. And when I look at these couches or the design, it's like it works, but it, you know, never would have thought of it.
Right.
you
Totally.
know? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
really
think
awesome.
that's the vibe. Who picked pink?
That was from the beginning. I don't know. It was a decision where all our conceptual marketing we do it inside, and then we have like a lot of great groups like Conway. It's from New York that helps us with all the marketing. But it was like the concept was doing exactly something surreal about dreams, about art, but about the beauty. And so, and that eclecticism, because it's a pink thing, but it's not everything pink, right?
No, I know. I think it's more. I mean, it sticks out like from a marketing.
Exactly,
thing, right?
but it's
Yeah.
kind of a contrast thing, and it's a very strong color that we wanted to explode.
Yeah. David, tell me about the VR experience. So I'm thinking about, you know, I want to learn more, right? I wish I would
Yeah,
have
of
done this
course.
previously.
Definitely.
What am I experiencing when I come to your guys' gallery?
Yeah, so first we've got the scale model. We have 2 different collections from Roche Bobois, as well as we have a couple desks in there and a nice, beautiful table and just some more of their pieces. So gives you a great feel for their actual, you know, furniture and products and some of their collections, but then also the VR experience for our project. I mean, it really, there's nothing else that you could do out there to give you a better feel for a project before it's built, because you're literally, I'll leave, there's a storytelling aspect, which I'll leave as a surprise for anybody that comes in. But that's truly something that, you know, will make anybody's day that comes in and does. And then from there, we take you through the building. We start at the ground floor. You get to walk through the lobby, the owner's lounge. You get to walk where our 5-star restaurant's going to be located, and that art plaza that Mauricio was talking about. And then we go up to the pool deck. You walk 2 different parts of the pool deck. You walk the fitness center. You can see the hot and cold plunge. I mean, you get a full walkthrough. And then from there, we move into one of our units, our O1, our 3-bedroom, 2-bath unit that has eastern views and a bit of southern views out of the secondary bedroom. So it's an experience, man.
That sounds really.
It's something you got to come in and do, because you see the art forward, the design forward aspects that the developers brought in, and you see why the project is so unique. And, you know, I know you mentioned price per square foot earlier, but you see why the project is worth that price per square foot, because it's something that doesn't exist. And it's something that, you know, folks that are going to live in the building, they're going to be inspired daily by where they live. And it's worth coming and seeing.
Yeah, I'm
And I know
jealous.
you're sold. I know you're coming in.
I'm jealous already that I haven't been there. And there's a furniture package, right, with Roche Bobois that's available for those that like that's really, I think, cool.
Yeah,
and
it's
unique,
incredible.
right? That so are people picking pieces? Are pieces picked for them? Are they working with a designer from Roche? Like, what's that?
Yeah, so they actually get a complimentary design consultation with somebody from Roche, and then that'll help Roche, of course, get a feel for, is this person more into something eclectic and colorful, or do they maybe want something a bit more minimalist and more modern with like sharper lines, maybe, So that's something that they offer. And then they're also exclusively for our residents in the tower, they're doing 20% discount actually off of their furniture packages, which is incredible. They don't even offer that to like their in-house interior designers. So this is something that they really told us was like, make sure people understand how unique this is that we're offering that, because we do not do that.
It's cool.
Like they're not a company that does that typically,
So they created 2 different packages for each unit, so that they were designed by them. So that's kind of like a package that you can have it. Or as David said, they can customize whatever you want, or whatever piece that you want. But it's one of because all the building, it's kind of a Roche object, right? So this is part of complementing your unit with all the
And there is studios, right? So studios to 3 bedrooms.
Yep, and we've got a couple penthouses still.
Okay,
so we've got
and
one.
it's 29 stories.
It is
29 stories,
375 feet. Because there's 11-foot ceilings in each residence.
Yeah.
So and then if you get to the lower penthouses, there's a 13, and then penthouse 14, and then our sky penthouse that's sold. I'm sure you maybe saw that broke the record locally for 13.2 million, 2,727 a foot. Yeah. That has 28-foot ceilings.
28-foot ceilings
in the grand living room there. So yeah.
Can you walk through that on the VR?
No, it's already sold,
No,
so we want to give people something they can.
What that feels like.
I know, me too, though. Definitely.
It's a palace.
It's exactly right.
That's really cool. That's quite unique. So the building itself will be, even though 29 stories, but because of the ceilings and everything, it will have some height to it. So unique, so cool. What am I missing about the project? I'm just like in a little.
It's it's a very different and very unique.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the architecture has the character of the building by itself. Like you go to cities like New York, sometimes you don't even feel it because there are so many, but you isolate any building and it's a masterpiece by itself. Right? And when a city is in evolution, at first it's not the building by the building. It's more about the surroundings.
Yeah, so let's talk about the surroundings, right? Because I think obviously that had a big play on what you guys are seeing and feeling and watching coming, right? There's always a good sign for a city when there's cranes in the skyline, right?
Right.
You like to see that in the growth and development. So twofold for each of you. I would say, David, who are you seeing coming here that are purchasing the units? Are you getting a wide scale?
Yeah, wide scale for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been anybody from the Northeast to anybody from Chicago. I mean, we've had plenty of. Luckily, our sales gallery is in a really great position, so we get a lot of folks that are walking and going to the James Museum, or they're just walking down Central or towards Beach Drive, and so we have a lot of pop-ins, and it's been surprising for me because, as you mentioned earlier, I wasn't extremely familiar with Roche Bobois either before getting the project, and then we have the brand has super fans. I mean, people that just absolutely are like their favorite thing in their house is their Roche Bobois collection, their living room. Like it's a legitimate thing.
Wow.
And so for me, it's been awesome to experience and see that. And so a lot of those folks are, like, wow, I didn't even know that they were going to consider doing something like a tower or collaboration with a developer. So we have anything from that to, like I mentioned earlier, condo hoppers, from downtown St. Pete that are just, maybe they're in Saltaire or they're in one and they just want something a bit more art forward and something that's going to feel just different and unique comparative to what they've been used to. And they want to switch it up and have some fun. So.
I love how you use that condo hoppers because they definitely are.
It's
right?
a thing,
Yeah,
because
really
they just want to switch it up. They want to have a
they'll
fresh
be like,
energy.
New building, I'm going to go check this one out.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sell my unit.
I think that's great for St. Pete, though. I mean, it's a testament to the city.
Yeah.
That they're willing to stay within the city, but they just want a different experience of living in the city.
Well, each block is such a different vibe, too.
Definitely.
To what's around. And I think your guys' block that you picked is 4th and 4th, right?
Exactly.
Is, going to be really unique in the up and coming. And so talking about surrounding area, Mauricio, what were some factors? Was that site? Was the idea? I'm always interested in where I love the string of thought.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool.
Was the idea, hey, we're going to do a tower in St. Pete, let's find a lot? Or did someone hear of this lot available and then approached you guys?
No, we have a strategy from the board and where we want to go. even started with a state, right, in Florida, and then an area, and the strategy.
Oh, so I mean, so it's like you start big and then
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And then we love St. Pete. I told you that we were very connected to the city.
Yeah,
so
were you nudging them in the boardroom? You know?
so we wanted something there, and it needed to be the right scale because, as you know, there's no like land that you can buy. So
Right.
it was an assembly.
Right.
And there was the opportunity to buy the first part, and so it worked of a smaller building. And if we made the assembly, it worked for
So how long did that take? Because sometimes, you know, if it was it multiple owners on those lots,
Yeah, absolutely.
right? And so you're like, all right, well, maybe next year
Right,
they'll
yeah.
sell this one, right?
Yeah, it has its own complexities because even one of them was a condo, so even the same lot had a lot of owners,
Right.
And then you have to,
Yeah.
it's well, it's part of the
Part of it. But that's what I said. In the timeline, was this lot, this area selected 12 months ago, 24 months ago? That started 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's almost right now. It's almost 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to go through entitlements and,
Oh, yeah.
and everything.
No, I think it's important for those listening to understand, right, that this isn't just like we're just like, this is a thought out, well-oiled
absolutely.
thing, right? And this takes time and strategy and all this stuff. And I'm, curious. That's where it's like, did someone say, hey, I know these lots that are going to be for sale? And it happened like, okay, let's go. Or no, you guys selected the area and you strategically bought the lots that were needed to do the project.
Exactly. So you see what lots are options around it. And we selected these. We love this area because it has, like, it's a mix. It's in downtown, but still you have another scale to the south. So it's a very strategic.
Well, I love that you guys are bringing the restaurant in the commercial space. That's what I'm interested right now. You know, with Art House and 400 Central, that's so much more commercial. It's going to change Central, and now you guys are coming down a little more 4th Street, which is needed, right? Things are going that way with the Evo building and 3rd and 3rd, right? Is it 3rd Street and 3rd?
I believe that's right about there.
Yeah, whatever that. Other,
Yeah, you're right.
I didn't know the name of that until like 3 weeks ago, which is
When
crazy.
they put the
No, I did know it before that,
Okay.
but someone asked me that was here from New York, like, Ryan, what's that building? I go, I know it's apartments, so I really don't care, but I should.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
I should. So that corridor there is going to be super unique and definitely, like, as the retail space, it just evolves the character of where traffic will go. In St. Pete. So it's really fun to watch the development of what's happening. With that restaurant, so is there one commercial space for a restaurant?
No, we have another commercial space.
Okay,
That is,
so 2.
To be something for pets, like a pet salon or something like that.
Okay. Oh, pet salon. Yeah, I did read that. Okay. Yeah, no, people in St. Pete love their dogs, man.
Oh, for sure.
Their dogs are everywhere. Yeah, no, I love it. It's good.
And this specific building, it was very important for us that to be like
Pet friendly?
Pet friendly.
Yeah.
And so even on the amenity deck, you have a dog park, and then this pet salon. There are like 3 pillars of the amenities that we chose. Like, one is the social part, and you have on the pool, and then the grill area, the fire pit, all of that, and the cabanas, the jacuzzi. Like it's a big area only like for social. Then you have even the residence room or the owner's lounge.
Yeah, I think that's a unique thing, right? Is that not? I mean, some buildings have you have areas in it, but you're calling it like a owner's lounge. Is there? Tell me about that. Is there a bar in there? What's the scoop?
It is really a multi-purpose usage. We have done it in a few buildings. Serena has one, and it's a place that you can even people can work there. People make dinners there. People get a drink there. So it's kind of a multi-purpose use.
But in a sense, again, is it going to be staffed?
Not all the time.
Okay, but sometimes.
Yeah, and you can bring like catering and some stuff like that. But but it gets used a lot. That space.
No, that's why I think it's interesting for the people that do live in these towers. I was just showing Art House 2 days ago, and like it's like a whole nother office to have, to go in and have a meeting there, or show, to have events or something like that, which is, I think, a really cool, unique thing. So the owner's lounge, that exclusivity of that is always pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that something you can see on the VR?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
Yep.
show it off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have you guys been to St. Pete Athletic yet?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually working on an event with them. I'm
Yeah?
working on with Katie right now.
Oh, good.
From there.
Yeah. They're. I think they crushed that project.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I love that
they
spot,
crushed it, and that's just like another thing that's elevating the city a little
100%,
bit, you know.
yeah.
And their little like members lounge in the back is
awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Pretty moody.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You see the faucet, the little faucet.
Oh
like,
yeah,
the goose.
oh yeah,
It's so awesome. Yeah, it's great.
yeah,
They got a lot of great
Mauricio in
features.
in the locker room, it's a gooseneck head that is the faucet for the
Yeah,
water.
that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
It's gold.
It's
It's like a
gold.
gold.
It's
It's
just very
pretty cool.
unique. You don't
Yeah.
expect it. You're like, oh, what is
Yeah.
it? Yeah, no, it's cool. So yeah, St. Pete's changing in fast,
Yeah.
right? I want you each to answer this individually. Like, what 5 years from now, project's done, what's the city look like? Who wants to go first?
Yeah, I think that we are not gonna have any idea.
No.
Of
We're
how
just guessing. We're just shooting.
No,
We're just
no,
saying,
but
yeah.
really, I think it's gonna transform like crazy.
Yeah.
Because 5 years ago, if you thought about St. Pete, you wouldn't think that those projects are gonna be here, and there's people sometimes complain, but there is the infrastructure. It's super well connected, and I think it's gonna keep his own soul. I don't think that it's gonna be something like artificial on it, because I think that the essence of the city is very strong, and I hope that we keep it. It's gonna evolve, but it's still that essence. So it's gonna be very unique. I still think it's gonna be very artsy, public places. I think the in Central it's gonna evolve the places, and some of them are gonna change, but still it's gonna be like even more vibrant. Offices, I think it's gonna get more in some places. So that's what's kind of missing right now, no? Like work, play, and live.
Yes.
So, but I think it's getting into there.
That's something. Have you guys thought about that as a developer? And I know because like since COVID, who wants to build Class A office right now?
Yeah.
It's risky.
Yeah.
But I do feel like that is, you know, talking with Mike Sweezy, that there's like he needs space to be able to bring in these companies to St. Pete, and people want to be here. You know, got to put some bodies in these towers that we're building for residences. But what a risk, I'm sure, as a developer to say, you know, do you guys have any hybrid resident office space models or no?
Not here, and in our zoning, it didn't, like if I put offices, it was I have to take out square feet of residential. So this wasn't because of that zoning specifically.
Right.
But if I could put like if I had more zoning, I would definitely put offices in the building. I think St. Pete is a great place for offices.
Yeah.
And I think that of the COVID, it's gonna be a hybrid and stuff, but I don't think that officers are dead by any means. Like,
interesting. I want to come back to that. 5 years from now, what's St. Pete looking like in your eyes, David? Since you're like you got some boots on the ground, you're watching how traffic that's coming through the sales gallery, you're hearing conversations.
Yeah, of course.
What do you think?
I mean, I think along the same lines as Mauricio said. I mean, I think that the city's just going to keep evolving. It's going to be what it is today. I mean, because like you said, the parks are, to me, like one of the major parts of St. Pete is that we have waterfront parks that are protected for the public, general public can go use and visit. And I think that's what brings so many people to the area and to the city, right? And so to me, and then also, you know, we're so local focused, which is why I think I also love it, right? You have all these little one-off, you know, I just read about a little spot that opened on Central, a little like a pasta joint. And it's like,
I went there for
did you go there? It looks so good, dude.
The soft opening,
it
it's
looks
good.
amazing.
They got their carbonara was banging.
Okay, it looked incredible. And I saw like the guy's Instagram, couple guys from Italy, and I'm just like, this is, to me, that's St. Pete.
Yep.
Like, it's very local. It's very like artisan. It's like, it's one of one. And I think that's why, I don't think that's going to change. Like, that's the heart. Not. Yeah, I hope not as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as I believe in it, and I have to, you know, fact check this, but I believe they have something written where like you really can't bring in a big chain, you know, into the city. And that's what at least that's what I heard in the past.
So what it is,
it's been years since that.
I talked to the city. So there are like Sweet Green's a chain.
That's true. You're right. Yeah, that's true. Okay. So it's,
what's the other one? well, Melting Pot's local, but still a chain.
Right.
The problem why most chains won't come is that the square footage, the frontage
Sure.
that the shops want that are normal big chains, our plots are too small.
Makes sense.
Which is good.
Yeah,
right.
That's good for locals.
Yeah, because we don't want to lose, like, what you guys do in your project. Hopefully it's a local restaurateur that's there.
Oh, yeah.
Because people like to go in and go, oh, I know the owner and the owner knows this. And then it becomes a whole community. And I've met with so many small businesses in St. Pete and they all know each other.
Yeah,
it's its own community within St. Pete that keeps the pulse. Right. And it's like when I tell people, I'm like, when you move here, you'll know so many people so fast because you get integrated with the gym, and then the gym owner knows this person, and there's collaborating with this business over here, right? And just as you guys are collaborating with Roche Bobois, it's happening on such a microcosm within St. Pete, and before you know it, 200 people. All because it's all interconnected, and the business owners are helping it. A new brewery opens. The brewery down the street's bringing over kegs of beer to help them open. It's like that's the heart and soul of the city. And I know I'm like going back kind of on my word, because as I said, like, change is inevitable. But the one thing I don't want to see is that our local businesses get priced out. And they can't afford it because they don't have the big enterprise chain behind them, right?
Exactly.
To have the thin 100%. Margins, right? They still got to feed their families.
I'm with you 100% on that.
And we want to keep the money circulating here.
But even if you see like the high-end restaurants that now they became groups, are still local.
Yeah,
that's super high-end.
Yeah, that's true.
And super
that's what I mean. As long as it's local, right?
Yeah.
People want to know, like, hey, that group is here and they done another concept.
Right. I see that.
Yeah, like it's the same guy who owns Trophy Fish, owns Mandarin Hide, who owns Perry's Porch. Cool.
Right.
We like that.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
But do we want Applebee's open on Central? Like, no, of course not.
Right. Yeah.
No, that's the heart of St. Pete is the local business, and we have to, as people who live here and citizens and developers and say it's like we got to make sure that can always be a thing.
Of course.
Or we lose that one of one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel that.
What else is on your mind?
Nothing, man. This is great so far.
We're jamming, dude. We're jamming.
I do think one thing to mention earlier, we were talking about like the paint it pink, right? That we did with the buildings. I think it's important to mention that we worked with the Florida Art Alliance on that and brought in a bunch of local muralists and such.
It's real nice.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. But also that gave a bunch of money back into the arts and brought a bunch of awareness to these different artists, and so I think that's just important to mention, because I feel like it's as much as it's great for the building and bringing some awareness to our project, it's also great for the community. Again,
let's talk about that virality for like how viral has this pink building gone?
No, it was more than we expected. Like,
For
us was like the buildings, because the buildings weren't even in a good shape, so it was really something that detrimented the city more. Like there are some idealists that they were unhabitable, right? So we said they're not in use. It's the art, an important part. Let's give some walls to the local artist and let's create something, because that's how you create community. So it's kind of a win-win.
Oh yeah.
And so we started with this project. We contacted the Art Alliance, the Shine Festival, and so we ended with the Vitali brothers, that they are amazing. So he kind of orchestrated with the other artists, and it started like that, right? Let's do something fun. Let's do. Even we invited people. One of the events was to people come and they painted some walls.
I did that. It was fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but there was like literally like 200 spray paint cans, and it was just like kids are spray painting their names, and like there's templates. It was fun, man. It was awesome. No, it was great.
It's been. I mean, that is brought publicity to a project like I've never seen before, and I love the interconnected of the community with the Arts Alliance, Shine Mural Festival, and all that. I think it's cool, but I mean, like, what a way to go viral.
Oh, dude, for sure. Moises, the CEO of Valor, right? He was showing us, I think he was showing us on the screen, he was just scrolling on Google, typed in pink building St. Pete, and it was just like, it was 4 minutes, and it was just article. And he said he had, friends reaching out from like London and just like, around the world that have seen this go viral. So
that's super cool.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's even cooler, and I'm just giving you guys even more credit. I'm just like planting your flag, because in today's day and age where negativity spreads so fast, it's rare to see something of positive. Right,
yeah, for sure.
Spread like that, right? You know, yes, things go viral, but it's normally not always the best thing, right?
Sure.
And so the news loves to highlight the negative because fear drives views.
Yep, definitely.
And to see something like this, so the people were just so shocked by it that it had its own legs and took off, which I think is really cool.
And I think it's interesting because that gives other people, because that's how you create community.
Oh,
you do one and then another, so people can see that, and then they do another thing that wasn't like you wouldn't even expect that was going to happen, right? How many possibilities of reality you can make there, and that was the one that we created. Imagine how many possibilities are in other places.
Oh yeah,
in other. Yeah. So it creates an interesting thing, and also it puts us on a map in a broader range with a positive message. So that's, I think it's a
it could be part of your branding now, right? The next one you got tear a building down. The whole thing's got to get painted first. Cool. Yeah, different color, whatever color theme you guys are thinking. Well, I think we could go on and on, but I think we really touched a lot of cool bases on this. But I ask every guest, it's super important to me. Super important to me. David, it's your birthday. We're in St. Pete. Yep. Where are we going to get some grub?
Well, I definitely know I'm going to Pacugio. I hope that's how you say it, for the gelato.
Okay,
I know I'm going there for dessert.
Okay, good.
Yeah, for dinner, there's so many good spots. For dinner, I guess I'll go Alelo. I love Alelo, man.
Alelo's a great spot.
I love that spot. Yeah,
it's good, and then you're right really close to you can get your gelato.
I go right next door.
Right, you don't got to travel far.
I guess I'm a beach drive guy.
Yeah, love it. Mauricio, what about you?
I love so many places.
I think we're both foodies too. I feel like I've kind of gathered that. Like I think we both love good food.
Right next to the gallery, the fort too. It's really good.
Oh yeah, it's tasty.
Oh yeah.
But there's like Il Ritorno. It's amazing. I don't know. Yeah.
So
Juno on the Peak. Sport. And I like that it's kind of a foodie scene, but it's like very, like, how do you say, like it's starting.
Yeah. It's getting elevated a little bit. Yeah. So are we going to multiple places for your birthday, Mauricio?
It's gonna be a whole weekend.
You know, one of my new favorite discoveries is to be on Beach Drive. Let's say I got some friends in town that haven't been here before. Instead of having a full meal at every place,
where are you going with this?
Oh, really?
You spend 4 hours and you just get apps at each spot, and then you end at Bella Brava and get a pizza.
Nice, I love that.
Right, so you like go down, you go down to Juno, you get some couple nice appetizers, pop in a Lello, stop at Ceviche, and by the time you got a little buzz on, you get the pizza at Bella Brava, and you end the night. And it's a great. I've done that twice now with 2 different groups of people. So fun.
That sounds wonderful.
Right? Because you're changing the vibe up.
Sure.
You're getting a taste of each. You know, it's its own little thing. You're working your way down beach.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like
I might have to take that idea from you.
It's look, let it be. Maybe we start a thing and we get them to partner together and they tell you where to go next. Yeah. No, it changed it. You know, there's something when you move locations with someone, you're creating new memories.
Yeah, for sure.
Along the way.
And what is your place?
I think that's what I'm doing. I think I'm doing my tour.
You're doing
I'm calling it the Beach Drive.
Stop.
Yeah, the Beach Drive tour.
Awesome.
I love so many. I mean, everyone knows I'm a big fan of Bavaros. I eat there way too much. I do love ceviche, but again, I think I'm wearing that one out too. For me to say that means I've been there a lot because I can eat the same thing over and over again, and that's why I think that doing the tour with the apps is fun for me. And you know what's crazy? Have you guys been to Urban Stillhouse yet?
Of course.
I have not.
Really?
I don't know how.
You're missing out. Yeah, you're missing
I do not know how. It has been mentioned.
I haven't been.
Mauricio, maybe you and I got to go, brother.
Seriously.
Because it gets mentioned so many times. It's on, the other end. It's like 22nd and First Ave South or Central, or it's near the Pinellas Trail. But I'm just giving them some love because I know that they deserve it, and I haven't been yet.
Yeah, you got to go. It's great.
Yeah, it's good.
It's very good.
Totally different vibe.
Very cool experience too. Yeah, it's one of those places. It's an experience.
Okay,
you got to go there.
All right, good. Well, gentlemen, how can people get in touch with you guys? David, you're the one.
I mean, I would say our sales gallery for sure. I mean,
where's that at?
It's at 106 Central Avenue, right past the James Museum. If you're going down Central towards Beach, and then it's right on your right. You'll see. You can't miss it. I mean, we've got some incredible graphics there, and there were some guys putting up some really unique stuff today there too. So you'll see it.
Okay, cool.
106 Central, and then it's Suite C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then, of course, on Instagram, we're RB St. Pete Tower, I believe. So that's as well on Instagram. You can reach us there.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys. I'm super stoked to watch this thing unfold more and more. One last thing, Mauricio.
Yeah.
For those that are made it to the end of the show, I need the secret word that they're going to comment below. What's the word? One word.
Sorry, I don't understand that.
Okay, so there's people right now they're sitting on the edge of their seat because they want this word now. Like they had to listen to the whole thing. They're still here after an hour. You're going to give them a word that they're going to comment below.
Yeah.
What is that word?
For me, it's icon.
Icon.
They're perfect.
Icon. Comment icon below if you're still with us, and go check out. I think you can type in like St. Pete Pink Tower or Pink Building, right? What's the website?
The website
when I was
is
on
Roche Bobois St. Pete Tower.
And then, but there's a pink build. Like someone made the URL.
Somebody made that. That was smart, but that's not our website.
That's not your website?
Not our website. No, Pink Buildings.
No way, because I thought that was yours. It's branded. It looks good.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
well, we'll cut that out. Don't go there. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.